Hello everyone and welcome back to Brink of Speed. Today I wanted to do a Mid Engine Corvette C8 video for you guys because we have some new close-up specifics about this car that were released on the Mid Engine Corvette forum today, and I wanted to get these out to you guys as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to go with this first picture and talk about what we see here. And basically, if you take a look very closely here, and by the way, the pictures get much better and much closer up, and you'll see soon that these pictures are going to give you lots of detail. But anyway, back to this first one. The first thing that I see is the wheels look completely different to me than any other wheels that we've seen on a C8. Now I know that they're moving quickly, but they do look like a wider 5-spoke wheel than we've seen in the past. Also, if you take a look at the air intake, it looks quite a bit different on this car than it has on many of the other C8 mules. This next picture, there's a car that comes into my mind immediately when I see this picture. For some reason in this picture, this C8 Corvette looks exactly like a Lamborghini Gallardo to me. I think it's because of the low wing that's on this. It's a low-rise wing. And then because of the extra panels and camo that are on the back right now on this one. Now, if you look straight ahead of it, you will see the convertible style of this car, and I'll tell you how I know for a fact that one is a convertible and one isn't. And it's actually coming up in a few pictures. I'll be able to show you why I know the difference. But if you look at this one, the window is sloped perfectly back like a hatchback. And if you look at the one in front, it actually looks quite a bit wider, and you can tell that the window is pretty much straight up and down on that one. That's how I know the front one is a convertible. Here's another picture. There's not much going on here. It is a little bit close to a C7, but we'll get a closer up view of that here in a second. So here you go. Here is a very close-up view of the C8 parked next to a C7. And one is a Stingray and the other one I'm assuming is a base model C8. Now, it's a little bit difficult to tell the major difference in height, but I'm told that when you're standing next to them, you can tell a huge difference in height. So the C8 is definitely going to be a much lower car than the C7. Now let's take a look at this picture. It's next to a Porsche. And as you can see, it definitely looks lower than that 911 Porsche that it's sitting next to. And another thing that I notice about this car is it doesn't have that huge bulky front bumper piece on there. It looks actually pretty darn sharp in the front, and I think it resembles probably what it's going to look like when they unveil it in July. Moving on though, here's a really good example of the differences between a normal hardtop with a targa top and a hardtop convertible. And you can see it, in my opinion, right away. So if you look at the C8 in the middle, and then you have a C8 to the left of it with black on the back and a C8 to the right of it with white on the back. The one in the middle is not a convertible. It is definitely just a normal base model hardtop, but the two on either side are both convertibles. You can see that the windows are being covered, but that they sag in on that area close to where the window actually is. And the reason why is because they have something draped over that. Once they take that off, that window will go straight up and down like a normal hardtop convertible would. And you also get a better idea of how low this car is next to that 911 Porsche. The next picture here shows another C7 in front of the C8. You really can't tell a whole lot by this picture, but you will be able to tell that it is a definite taller stance than the C8. You can also see that the tires do not fill the wheel wells, whereas on the C8 they do. And here you go, folks. Here is the first picture that's super close up with exact details of what people are thinking these things are. So if you look at the awesome aerodynamic shape of this mirror, they're also pointing to the outside of that mirror where they talk about that there's more to this with another image. So we'll get to that in a minute. But my favorite part of this is when they show the intake for the engine. You can tell that this section up top is definitely something patched in to disguise the real opening. And you definitely wouldn't expect something sharp like this on the edge here. It's pretty cool how that cavity on the door looks, though, very close up. And then on the back bumper area, there's something weird going on back there that we'll definitely show you in another image here. Okay, so if you look here, that section that we saw in the last image on the back here, it definitely doesn't look like it belongs here. And then the bottom section here definitely doesn't look like it belongs either, because you can see that it's blocking quite a bit of airflow here. I think that's going to go bye-bye once we get this car revealed to us. He put an arrow towards a camera, in my opinion, that says, you know, it's a mystery. But in my opinion, that would be the backup camera for sure. Now here we go with the side mirrors and that odd shape that we saw on the front view of this. And they're thinking that it is a turn signal indicator, which is probably exactly what it is. I don't see anything else that it could be. And I love that they obviously gave it a sleek aerodynamic look. Now moving on, as you can see, there are two cameras on this car. We have what I would suspect as the rear view mirror camera, which is up top. This is going to send a picture to the rear view mirror so you can actually see out of the back of this thing. And then the bottom one is obviously the backup camera. In this next picture, we show you that if you look very closely, the people that are behind this car are very clear. Whereas if you were looking behind in a normal rear view mirror, they would look a lot closer up and not as clear. So the speculation is that this rear view mirror is going to be 100% projected by a rear view camera. Now I saved this one till last because it's really neat in my opinion. It is a GIF that shows the turn signal in the rear goes from one side, the left side, over to the right side, signaling perfectly, a lot like the Mustang. And if you look at the mirror in this picture, the front or the side view mirror in this picture, you will see that absolutely that side mounted piece is the turn signal indicator. So that clears that up. And folks, that's all I've got for today. I hope you enjoyed those new updates and new details about the C8 Mid Engine Corvette. I'm going to go ahead and throw up a few of the new renderings that, in my opinion, look absolutely stunning. And while I do that, if you enjoyed this video, make sure and give me a big thumbs up. And if you have not joined the Brink of Speed community yet, we'd love to have you. So make sure and smash that red subscribe and bell notification so that you're notified when my new content comes out. With that being said, I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you out on the road.